Hello there, welcome back to Joe's Allotment channel, and thank you for Di always being behind the camera. It's a week 3 of April now, so there's lots of jobs to do. What I've been doing this afternoon is repotting all the peppers into larger pots. So we've got the chili peppers and 2 types of peppers as well, one bell shaped and one long pepper. So they're all in pots. So I think I'll now put them in the greenhouse tonight, because it's probably warm enough for the peppers, and get some out the conservatory. I've got enough room to put them all back in the conservatory anyway. So I'll put all these into the greenhouse tonight. So I've repotted all those, and I've got some seeds to sow as well today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sow some seeds, some parsnip seeds direct into toilet rolls, and I'm going to plant some cabbages and all the marrow family as well today. So I'm going to plant some different types of marrows and squashes as well. So I've planted 2 rows of parsnips down the allotment already, but I'm not sure if they've germinated. We'll have a look later. What I'm going to do is put some into toilet rolls, and hopefully if the ones down the allotment don't germinate, I can either replace them with some seeds, or plant these into the gaps. And what I'll do is I'll just try and put a couple of seeds into each one. Cover them about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch of soil. And I'll keep these in the unheated greenhouse, I think, and see how they go. They do take a long time to germinate though. They can take up to 28 days to germinate, so it's a very slow process. But hopefully this will be a way of getting some replacements for the ones that don't come up down the allotment. Or if they do all come up, then I'll find somewhere else to put them. So these are a variety called Hollow Crown, and it's always recommended you replace your parsnip seeds every year. So you always end up with too many. It's just far too many in a pack to use in one year, really. You'd have to fill your whole allotment with parsnips to actually use them all up. But I do try to use them the next year again, but it's not always very successful. So give them all a firm down. So these have all been pre-watered, and I'll keep them in the unheated greenhouse, and I'll make sure I keep them moist until hopefully they germinate in a few weeks time. But the weather's so warm at the moment, it might speed up the germination, I'm not sure. So that's those done. So I'm going to sow 4 types of cabbage. 3 of them are summer cabbages, and one's a winter variety. So 2 of them are reds. We've got a mammoth red and a Calibos. And we've got a greyhound, which is a summer cabbage, and a January king, which is a winter cabbage. So I'll try and just do a few seeds of each one, because I always end up doing too many and I never know what to do with them all. So I'll just try and do a few of each only. Should be enough. I don't want more than about 6 plants really of each. I've got 2 varieties in each pot. They're labelled, so hopefully I'll know which are which when they come up. And I'll put these into the greenhouse as well to germinate. I'll cover these about 1/2 inch deep. Make sure I firm them down really well, because all brassicas like to be in really firm soil, so just give those good firming down. And these can go into the greenhouse, and I'll prick them out when they're ready to prick out. That's that done. Those done. So I'm going to plant some butternut squashes, marrows. And I've actually got some gourd, bottle gourds as well. Bottle gourd seeds, which I've put in water this morning because I wasn't sure if they were viable or not. And apparently if they sink to the bottom, they're viable. So I think I'll put 3 in each pot actually and see how they go. So these are bottle gourds. Apparently the flesh is really good for curries. And they grow a bottle as well. I think they're called calibosh or bottle gourds. So I'll put 3 of those in each pot. These will all go into the propagator. I've got to save some seed from last year as well. This was a massive pumpkin that grew last year. So it grew really big last year. The children sort of used it on at Halloween last year, the grandchildren. So I've saved some of the seeds and we'll give it another go. See how it gets on this year. They're massive. It was a massive pumpkin. I had to move it with a wheelbarrow in the end. I think it was so big. I'll just put 4 of those in, I think. Push those in thoroughly. I've got 2 types of marrows, the courgettes, the zucchini and a black beauty. So we'll try and catch them this year at the courgette stage. And we seem to, every year we miss a few and they end up huge things. And then I've got a couple of squashes as well, a small variety called Butter Baby and a larger variety called Sweet Max. And then for the first time this year I'm trying a pumpkin called Kai Kai, which is a pumpkin which grows edible seeds. We like eating pumpkin seeds, so I'll give that a go this year. Apparently it says you get 3 to 4 pumpkins on each plant and you can get a sort of cup full of seeds from each one, so we'll see how it goes. That's all those in except for the Kai Kai. So what I do is I get the pointy end, push it in, then push it into that soil, pointy end in, and then sort of flatten it, and then we'll cover all those up. As I said, these all got to go in the propagator to germinate, and then I'll pot them on when needed. So they won't go out for quite a while yet into the allotment, probably towards the end of May, depending on the weather, and then we'll firm down. Watering. I normally pre-water things, but these are easier to water after you've sown them. Give them a good soaking, let it drain off a bit, and then I'll put them into the propagator a bit later. Got planting out to do as well down the allotment. I've got endive here, perpetual spinach and chard, and 2 types of normal spinach as well, which isn't the beet type. I think we've got a giant winter. These are all planted on the 8th of March, so I've done really well. Giant winter and a matador, so these are spinaches. And then we've got the endive and the perpetual and the chard. The perpetual was planted on the 14th of March, so that's about 4 weeks ago, so they've done really well. They can go out to the plot. So that's the endive done. I've left some of them in clumps, so what we do is pick the leaves as they develop for salads, and I'll maybe let one plant in every section grow a bit bigger. If you let them self-seed, they come up all over the place actually. I've got some come up from last year, I've noticed just now, where the parsnips are. This is the chard. I'll do these next. Roots are coming out the bottom. needs a good watering as well. I think the soil seems to be drying out already. It's amazing. A couple of warm days and it dries out. Leave these in clumps as well, I think. That's the chard up to there. I've left them in clumps and we'll pull out plants as they get developed and leave maybe one. So they're doing. Okay, I needed a perpetual spinach. I've just noticed actually, I must have dropped some of the tomato seeds. There's a few little tomatoes coming up in a couple of them. One here and one here. I don't think they'll grow on, but we'll leave them and see what happens. So might plant some lettuces now. Plant a few lettuces and I'll put the spinach in the rest of the bed. So these are low Rossos. And I've got some little gems as well. I'd like to have a succession of those coming in all the time so we can keep our salad stuff coming. We're more or less self-sufficient in salad stuff, which is pretty good. We've got two types of spinach here, Matador and Giant Winter. So these are real summer spinaches, not the beet spinach. I'll put these into this bed as well, and this bed will be full up. So these will be pulled up whole when they're ready, whereas the perpetuals will just carry on producing leaves for quite some time and eventually go to seed. So the last one going in. That should give us a nice crop of spinach in a few weeks' time. Start picking off the leaves. And I've still got a little bit of bed left to go, so that bed's looking quite full now. So we've got onions, spring onions, rocket, endive, chard, perpetual spinach, and two types of spinach in here now. Lovely. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you've enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, giving us a like or leaving us a comment. See you again soon. Take care.